Hi everyone, this is Harmony with Harmony Stitches and welcome back to my channel. Today is January 30th, 2022. Here we are at the end of the month, 1 month into the new year. Here on my channel, we talk about my crafting journey, which is cross stitching, knitting, and crochet. Crochet was my go-to craft. The last couple of years, it seems to take a back burner, but you'll see a little bit today. To everyone who has subscribed, liked, or commented on any of my videos, thank you so much for doing that. Even if you've just watched a portion of a video or anything like that, thank you, because it lets me know that what I'm offering you has value and you're finding some worth in it, or maybe even finding some inspiration to work on something that you have going on, maybe to try something new, or pick up that long, languishing WIP that you have, because I know I have some too, don't I? So just thank you so much for coming back every week. If you're new here, I hope that you find something that connects us and that you keep coming back as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This week started out as planned, went to work on Monday, went to work on Tuesday. My husband wasn't feeling well over the weekend, and he thought that his allergies were acting up, and then maybe he got a cold. No. He got the virus again. He had it in November 2020, and he got it again January 2022. So I had to leave work early on Tuesday, and we got put in quarantine. My daughter's been home from college, so no school for her either. Good news though is that her and I didn't catch it, so we're good, and I'm scheduled to go back to work tomorrow. Her college states 10 days, so she's scheduled to go back on Tuesday, so all is well. But with all that being said, we all had a lot of extra time on our hands, so I got some crafting done. So we're gonna start with crochet. I think I told you before, and I think I showed this on one of my previous videos, that one of my high school friends and her husband were going to hopefully start fostering as soon as they got their license. And I volunteered to make her a blanket. She wanted a blanket made for the child because she wanted them to feel more at home and to have something. And then if that child left their home, then they had something to take with them. So I volunteered to make her a blanket. She bought the materials, and I'm crocheting away. And I figured with the extra time on my hands this week, I was going to get some of this done. Crocheting does tend to hurt my hands now. I think probably because I crocheted so much in the past, that repetitive injury type of things. And so I can only crochet for a little bit, especially with bulkier yarn. And this is made with bulky yarn. So I put in the entire green skein of this. I can hold it up. This is where I don't know if you can hear me through this. This is where we are at so far on this granny square blanket. She picked out the colors. The green actually was going to be a darker green, but when she got to the store to pick it out, to purchase it, she didn't like the color as much, so she went with this one instead. This is made using Bernat blanket, and it is, like I said, a bulky yarn, but it's soft and cuddly, and it's kind of heavyweight. You wouldn't think it when you're have it in your hand, but it's making a really nice fabric. So I did get the second ball in. I have 2 more to go. Once I get it done, I am going to wash it, so that way hopefully it kind of blacks out nice. You don't necessarily have to do that with acrylic yarn, but I'm just hoping that it will kind of even my stitches out a little bit. So I am 50% done with this blanket. I worked on it a little bit Friday night, and then a little bit yesterday morning, on Saturday morning, and I finished that skein. So that's my crocheting update, which, hey, that's almost as much crocheting as I did the entire year last year, or more probably, because I only had 2 crochet projects finished in 2021, and one was that little narwhal, if you remember, and I was almost finished with that little bad boy. So anyway, all right, so we will move on to WIPs. Last week, the wheel spin landed on Thanksgiving Freebie by one of the sisters from Twin Peak Primitives. Now, when you see it listed in the description box below, it will just say Twin Peak Primitives because that's the website that you can go search for it. You can find it there. And I finished it. So I was bound and determined to finish this. I worked on it Sunday after it was spun, and I got some of the leaves done. And then Monday, I worked on it in the morning before work and got another leaf done. And then I worked on it during my lunch breaks on Monday and Tuesday. And then I got sent home. So as I started working on this I did the turkey on Sunday. And I said, if I can finish this turkey tonight before going to bed, I know I'm going to get this finished. I had like 20 stitches left, but I had to go to bed. But since I got sent home and Wednesday morning I started working on it again, I quickly realized that if I just work on this, I'm going to get it done. And I think I got it done on Thursday. So I did not use the called for floss for this. I just grabbed out of my stash. This is, you know what? I even put them away already. I think it's 3021. Don't be mad at me if I'm wrong. I don't know. And then I think the branch down here is a different brown. I can't really tell. I have no clue. And then this one is a variegated. The pumpkin is a variegated that I just had in my stash. And I figured, you know what? It's going to be really, because the leaves, she designed it with 2 different colors. And I said, I'm not doing all of those color changes. So let's just use a variegated. And I did. And I loved the way that it turned out. Hopefully you can see that. And then, like I said last time, last Sunday's video, the purples, I think it was Weeks Dye Works that she called for. And I just Googled a DMC conversion chart. And so then I just kind of went from there. The darker purple, one of the charts said it was 550. But if you know 550, it's a really bright, like royal purple. You know, like when you think of royalty, it's that really bright color. And it didn't go with the light purple. So I just kept digging, and the dark purple that I found, it was great. I believe it's 3041 and 3042. So I got this done and marked off my WIP list. Okay. So then my other ongoing WIP is Lady of the Flag. I did not work on this a lot this week, but I still made some pretty great progress. And I'm going to work on this specifically for a challenge that I will talk about later when we talk about plans. So here we are, Lady of the Flag. As I mentioned last week, it was my goal the previous week to get that finished, and I have. So any spots that you see are for beads. And then this morning I started working here in this one. So let's show you more up close. And those 2 spots are like folds on her skirt. And there's really only like 2 of those sections. And then there's like a sash for her dress that comes down that has a little bit of a different design. So the rest of her dress really should fly pretty quickly. So that was that. Sorry, Thanksgiving Freebies, 20 count white Aida. I use 2 strands on 20 count. I know it's kind of weird. A lot of people don't use 2 strands, but I like 2 strands. I love the very full coverage that it gives. Lady of the Flag is stitched on 30 count We the People fabric from Primitive Hare. I got from my local needle workshop, so check there. I am using it calls for DMC. I am using all of the DMC colors except for the dress. Obviously, I've gotten a teal conversion from the conversion website or on Facebook, the conversion group, because my daughter wanted it to look more like a Lady of the Flag in human form. So that's what we're doing. And you know what? I really like the way that looks. So my husband wants one too, and I'm trying to convince him to do it on different fabric. I don't think that I can do it. I don't think I can do it on this fabric. And I know last week Cassie Jo from Cassie Jo Stitches gave me a hint about going to Stitchery Express. Cassie, I did look at that fabric, but I really think that I want her to be the way that Nora Corbett designed her to be. I want her to be in those colors, kind of on that fabric. So that's kind of where I'm thinking, but of course we'll get there eventually. we'll get there because it's probably going to take me all year to get this lady done. So, all right. And then the new start wheel landed on Stars and Stripes by Prairie Schooler. And I explained last week that my daughter wanted them in rows of 2. So she'll end up with 4 pieces when we're all done. So I started with George Washington, and I said if I got done, then I would go ahead and start Abraham Lincoln. This is on 28 count Monaco on ivory color, and using the called for DMC because, of course, mainly when I stitch Prairie Schooler, that's what I do, is stitch with the original colors because Pamela Smith Bird knows colors and I do not. All right, so I was able to finish George Washington because of my time spent at home this week. And yeah, I got one block done. I'm so super excited. But then I started Abraham Lincoln. So that's how far I got in Abraham Lincoln. This one, I think his block is going to go a little bit faster because there's not as much fussiness. The corners in the top do have a lot more stars, but once you get the stars in and it's just filling and it goes pretty quickly. But on the George Washington block, there was a lot of counting going on in the corners there. So I think that he'll go pretty quickly. So I know that the next time I pick this up, I will be able to accomplish finishing his block. And then I was kind of looking at the blocks, and I think I'm going to start the next time I pull this up. Oops, sorry, if I flash that, I will put a sticker on it. I think the next time I pick it up, I'm going to start the flag shield and the flag because there's only minimal colors. There's only 4 colors in there. There's the gold, which is $4.20, I believe. Yes, $4.20, the red, the blue, and the white, and that's it. So I think I should be able to knock those out pretty quickly as well because there's same amount of colors on these guys, but I think just being able to go in the stripes would go a lot faster. I don't know. I have all of the fabric and the floss needed in this bag, so whenever this gets called again, I'll be able to just go right through. Okay, and then what day was that? I think that was Friday, this past Friday. So that would be what, the 28th? I finished George Washington. So then I opened my phone and I actually have a little list of like small freebies that I kind of kitted up really quickly, like with the floss. And so I picked one, and I picked this next one because it was small. There was one color and it's kind of relevant. So I picked up Shadow by Bent Creek, and it's just a 32 by 32 pattern with a little hedge or groundhog. And I was able to complete this in just a couple of hours because there's just one color. So this makes my 5th finish, complete finish for 2022. So 1 crochet, 1 knitting, and 3 cross stitch already. So I'm happy about that. That was stitched on, you can go to Bent Creek's website to get that. I will, of course, list it below. But 20 count white Aida. It was the last piece that I had from that chunk that was gifted to me. And it was actually called for 2 colors to put on natural linen. It was called for white and DMC 646. And I said, I'm not stitching the white because that's silly since I'm putting it on white. So I just used 646 and got that one done in no time. So if you want a quick finish, Groundhog's Day is coming up, I believe, on February 2nd. I think, not too sure. Don't quote me. Don't ever quote me on anything because I don't ever look anything up before I come up here. But anyway, okay. So that leaves me with the new start spin for this week and the WIP spin for this week. So we will do the WIP first. And it landed here on Halloween Rules by LizzieKate. Hopefully you can see that. This is printed on the back of this cardstock and it's really small. But there's 6 of these and each has 2 patterns. The one I'm working on is Brew Some Fun and Greet a Ghost. And so this morning what happened is I got up you know, took care, you know, ate breakfast, showered, all that kind of good stuff, worked on Lady of the Flag, and then I worked on my new start, which you'll see in a minute. And then after lunch, I started working on Halloween rules, and I had to wait for my husband to take a nap. So when he got up from his nap, I came up here to visit you. So this is a really long piece of fabric, so give me a second to get it all reined in. I am using 28 count Monaco that I coffee tea dyed. And I did this a while ago. I have the finishing piece all set and ready for it. I just need to get this done because I cannot wait. I've had it for a year and a half sitting over here on this side of me, and I cannot wait to get this done. So here we are, LizzieKate's Halloween rules. And this morning before the video, I put in the words, greet a ghost. So that's probably about 1/3 of this particular chart. Gosh, there's, oh, here it is bigger. Greet a ghost. So I have some eyes on the bottom and then a pretty solid ghost on the side. So I think I can get that part done this week. And then if I do, I will continue up to the next one, which is Brew Some Fun, which does not have a border around it. As you can see, when you do this as one big piece like this, every other one has the border around it. So the next one should go a little bit faster too, because I don't have to do a border. This border, except for 2 stitches, was already done when I picked this piece up. So I don't know. We'll see if I can get one done or not. If I get this pattern done, I will be what? 2 out of 6 I'll have finished already. So we'll see. All right. And I really like stitching on it because it goes fast. So why I didn't pick it up again, you know, I don't really know. I don't know why these things happen, but I think it is also kind of fun to spin the wheel and see where it lands and then keep working on all of your WIPs. So I don't know. It's okay. They'll get done eventually. Okay, so then my new start landed on Buffalo Plaid Summer by Stitching with the Housewives. And it's only, the stitched area is only 7 by 5, so it's not that big. Can I get it done this week? Probably not, but it'll be pretty good. And this is in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine from summer of 2021. Excuse me. I picked these up last year because I wanted the Buffalo Plaid series because I just thought it was so cute. And I think I have a spot for it already. So if that pans out, I will show you when I get it done. Okie dokie. So I got started on this. I worked on this this morning before church and then during church because, you know, we couldn't go to church. And I was going to actually film this video to chat with you all before church. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 9:30. I'm never going to get done in time. So here we are, Buffalo Plaid Summer. This is my start. This is on 28 count Monaco. And I'm using mostly the called for DMC conversion. So I've got 2 letters done already. And I've got a good start on the border. This border is over halfway done. So, and I say mostly called for Floss because they use overdyes. Classic Colorworks is pretty much all that they use. And their conversion for baking tin, is that baking tin? I don't want to tell you wrong information when I have it sitting right in front of me. Baking tin by Classic Colorworks was DMC 645. Well, DMC 645 is pretty dark on this black fabric. So what I did is I got on the internet and I found that it was beaver gray, very dark beaver gray or something like that. And so then I looked for all of the other ones in the beaver gray category, and 646 was 1 shade lighter. And so I went with that. So that's 646 compared to 645. So I just like that a little bit better. And even on their model stitch in the magazine, It's even lighter than the one I'm using. It could have been converted to 647, but that is okay. The thing is I can see it. If you can't see it on the black, then there's a problem and you need to switch it out. I can see the 646. And it's what I have left over from the shadow. It was a brand new skein when I stitched that little groundhog. So since I can see it, I'm good with it. And I will probably, in all of the other ones, I will probably just buy 646 to continue stitching in the same color. Even though they're going to be out in different seasons, nobody's going to tell them. Plus, we don't really get visitors very often anyway. These decorations are just for me and my family. But I am using all of the other colors. Well, all of them except for one. Let me explain that too. So it's the Bee Skep has two colors in it. Let's see, where is it? The Bee Skep, see, it has two colors there. And one is Wagon Wheel, which is very dark hazelnut brown by DMC. It's $8.69. And then the lighter shade is Teen Biscuits by Classic Colorworks, and that calls for ultra very light beige brown DMC, which is $5.43. Well, I didn't have either one of those colors, but what I did have is Hazelnut by Classic Colorworks. And just from looking at the picture, I think that this is pretty close to Wagon Wheel, or at least it's close to what is in the picture. And then I started looking at the picture a little bit more closely, and the amount of stitches, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, there may be 30 to 35 stitches in the Teen Biscuits, the DMC 543. So what I've decided to do is do the entire Bee Skep in the Hazelnut. No, it won't be stripy, but it'll still be pretty cute. And that way I don't have to buy another skein of floss that I don't have. So sometimes you just have to make those executive decisions because they're your projects and it's your money. So I'm going to go with the Hazelnut. Okay, so that is all that I have to show you this week. Yes. I got myself confused. I'm like, wait, where's my wheel picks? I just showed you my wheel picks. Okay, I only purchased one thing, and it's a digital pattern. If I can find a mock-up of it from Etsy, I will put it here. It's a Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I really liked the quote that's on there, and I hope that it's actually from Ruth Bader Ginsburg and someone just didn't put a random quote on there. And I liked the quote because when I get emotional about something, whether I'm angry or sad, or when I get really emotional, my voice shakes. So this, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm hoping that I have a mock-up that I can show you. I thought that this quote fit me and probably millions of other women. Do it even if your voice shakes. So I will stitch that sometime, which all I need is DMC 310. I will probably just put that on my WIP wheel and then get the DMC whenever, because it's just 310. Someone has said fairly quickly into my videos that because of the amount of Halloween stitching I do and the amount of 310 that I go with, why have I not ever purchased a cone? I think that might have been Peggy. I hope I'm right with that. But whoever said that, you are absolutely right. And maybe someday I will buy a cone of DMC 310. So, okay, I think that's all I have to share with you. I hope that you have a great week. I hope that you found some inspiration here. Maybe have some questions. You can always put them down below, or you can email me. My email is listed all the way at the bottom of the description box. You will see that there. I hope that you guys all stay safe and stay well. I hope that you get some crafting time in. I hope that you got some inspiration here. I hope you saw something that you like. If not, come back next week. Try again. Come visit me next week. I'll have another 2 projects to show you. Hopefully some finishes. You never know what's going to happen. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.